You have had this dream before. Not tonight for the first time, you know this one. The same street, the same face turning away before you can see it clearly, the same feeling of falling that ends the same way it always ends, with your eyes open in the dark and your heart going too fast. It comes back, not every night, weeks apart sometimes, months, long enough that you almost forget it, and then there it is again, exactly itself, as if it had been waiting. You have probably told yourself it means nothing, just static, just a tired mind running the same loop. But some part of you has stopped believing that story, because nothing you actually forget comes back this precisely, this many times, wearing the same face. There is an old way of asking what a dream like this might be, far older than the versions you have scrolled past. The ones that hand you a single word for a single symbol and move on. This one comes from a man who spent his whole life studying the space between what we see with our eyes and what is real, and who believed dreams were not decoration on top of a life. He believed they were one of the places a person could actually be spoken to. So sit with it for a moment before we go anywhere else. The dream you keep having, whatever it is not random. That is the claim we are going to sit inside tonight, slowly, honestly, without turning it into a parlor trick. Most of us were taught, without anyone quite saying it out loud, that dreams are leftovers. Whatever the day did not use up, a drawer the mind empties out while the body rests. And most of the time that is probably close enough to true. A dream about your commute or an argument you are still replaying does not need a theology. But then there is the other kind, the one that repeats. The one with a texture nothing else in your sleep has, a weight to it, almost a patience, as if it is willing to say the same thing to you as many times as it takes for you to actually hear it. The tradition this channel sits inside has always taken that seriously. There is a saying, carried in two of the most carefully checked collections of the Prophet's words, peace be upon him, that divides every dream a person has into three kinds. A true vision, sent as a mercy and a guidance. A dream sent to frighten or sadden, that carries no truth in it at all. And a dream that is simply the mind talking to itself, the residue of the day, nothing more. Three kinds, not one. Which already tells you something important. Nobody serious in this tradition ever taught that every dream is a message from God. That claim would be its own kind of carelessness. The honest question was never, what does this dream mean? As if meaning were automatic. The honest question was always, first, which of the three is this? And a dream that returns again and again, unchanged in its bones even when small details shift, behaves differently than either noise or nightmare. Noise does not organize itself. Fear usually finds new shapes to frighten you with, because fear is inventive that way. But a dream that keeps choosing the exact same scene, night after separated night, is doing something noise and fear rarely do on their own. It is insisting. This is where a thinker from the 12th century, born in the Andalusian city of Murcia and known simply, across centuries, as the greatest of the masters, Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi, becomes hard to set aside. He wrote in the vast collection of his teachings called the Meccan Illuminations, that the dream is a form of revelation, and that it belongs among the kinds of knowledge God grants to those who serve him, a way of being told about matters otherwise hidden from us, not hidden because God is withholding, hidden the way the sun is hidden from a room with the curtains drawn. To understand what he meant by that, you have to understand what he thought a dream actually is, structurally, not just emotionally. Ibn Arabi taught, across his life's work, that there exists a realm between the purely spiritual and the purely physical. Scholars who have spent decades with his writing call it the imaginal world, a term chosen carefully because it is not imaginary in the sense of made up. It is a real intermediate register of existence, where spiritual truths take on shape and form, and where the ordinary shapes of your waking life are in a sense translated into something closer to their meaning. Sleep is one of the ordinary doors into that register, not the only door, but an ordinary one, available to you most nights of your life, whether you have ever thought about it or not. Picture what that actually does to the moment you fall asleep. You are not simply switching your mind off. You are crossing briefly into a register where things are shown to you in symbol rather than told to you in sentences. The way a parent might show a stubborn child something instead of arguing with them, because showing reaches a part of us that argument cannot touch. If that is true, then a dream that keeps returning is not a malfunction. It is closer to someone standing at a door you have not yet opened, knocking in the same rhythm each time, because you have not yet answered. The forms that appear in dreams, Ibn Arabi wrote, are not arbitrary. They are symbolic representations of an inner state, of something ahead of you, of a truth being offered, and they require a kind of reading and unveiling before their real meaning shows itself. He used a word for that reading, ta'wil, the drawing of a thing back to its origin, back to what it was truly pointing at all along. Not decoding, returning. Let that sit for a second, because it changes the shape of the whole question. You have probably approached your recurring dream the way you would approach a locked box, searching for the one word that unlocks it. A dictionary of dream symbols will hand you that word cheerfully. This animal means this, that color means that, and now you know. But Ibn Arabi's tradition never worked that way, and the difference matters. A symbol in this way of seeing is not a code with one universal key. It is closer to a mirror held at a particular angle, and what it shows you depends on who is standing in front of it and where they are standing in their life. The same dream given to two different people might be carrying two different truths, because the truth it carries is addressed specifically to the state of the one receiving it. This is where most of what circulates online quietly fails you. You have probably seen the quotes, tidy, quotable lines attributed to Ibn Arabi, or to Rumi, or to Ghazali that sound wise and travel fast, and cannot actually be found in anything either man wrote. It is worth naming that plainly, because a tradition this honest deserves better than borrowed authority. What we are working with tonight comes from his own recorded teaching, and from those who have spent entire careers reading him closely, not from a caption someone typed once and never had to defend. So if the meaning is not a lookup, what is it? This is where the returning itself becomes the clue rather than the obstacle. A dream that visits you one time might be answered by paying attention once. A dream that keeps coming back is doing something a single visit cannot. It is pointing at something you have not yet resolved in your waking life, not necessarily a decision. Sometimes it is a feeling you have refused to sit with. Sometimes it is a truth about yourself you keep almost admitting and then talking yourself out of by morning. The dream is patient in a way you have not yet learned to be with yourself. There is a story the Quran itself preserves of a young man named Yusuf who saw 11 stars and the sun and the moon bowing down before him. A single dream given once, and yet one that took years, an entire unfolding life to actually arrive at its meaning. He did not understand it the night he had it. Understanding came later, built out of everything that happened to him in between. If a dream given only once can carry that much weight, waiting patiently across years for its fulfillment, what does it say about a dream your own mind has chosen to give you not once but many times over, as though it cannot yet trust you to have understood? Listen, just for a moment, set aside the specific images in your own recurring dream, whatever they are, whoever appears in it, wherever it takes place. Ask a different question instead. Not what does this symbol mean? Ask what have I not yet let myself feel, or admit, or change that keeps needing to be shown to me again? Because here is the part almost nobody tells you, and it is the part that actually matters. A dream that returns is not punishing you for being slow to understand. It is not a locked door with a smug guardian on the other side waiting for you to fail the riddle. In this tradition, a repeated dream behaves the way a person who loves you behaves when you have not been listening. They do not walk away. They come back gently in whatever form will finally reach you, and they keep coming back until you do. That is closer to what it actually is, not a test you can fail, but an invitation extended more than once, because the first time you were not ready to receive it, and that was allowed. You are not being ignored by the unseen. You never were. The very fact that something in you keeps returning to this, awake, wondering, refusing to let it go, even after telling yourself for months it means nothing, that is not evidence of a mind malfunctioning. It is evidence of a door someone left open for you on purpose, checking back to see if you have noticed it yet. You have. That is why you are here tonight, listening to a stranger's voice talk about your own private dream as though it might matter. It does. So what do you do with a dream like this, practically, tonight, before you close your eyes again? Not a program, not 40 days of anything. Something small enough to actually happen. Before you sleep, in whatever way you already wash before prayer, let that same washing be the last ordinary thing you do. A small, deliberate close to the day rather than something rushed past on the way to your phone. Then, lying down in the dark, before your mind has a chance to scroll through the day's noise, speak the verse of the throne. The one that begins by saying God is living, sustaining, never overtaken by sleep or drowsiness. You already know it, or you can learn 4 lines of it. Let it be the last words your mind holds before it lets go. And in whatever quiet is left after that, ask yourself one honest question, not about the dream's symbols, but about your own day. What did I feel today? And refuse to look at directly. Do not answer it fully. Just let the question be the last thing awake in you as you fall asleep. This is what the old scholars called muhasaba, the taking of account, practiced gently at the threshold of sleep, not as judgment, but as an opening of the hands. You may not dream the same dream again tonight. You may. Either way, you will have done the one thing that actually changes how a repeated dream is received. You will have stopped running from the question it keeps asking, and started finally listening for the answer. There is a verse in the Quran from the chapter called The Victory, where God tells the Prophet, peace be upon him, that the vision he was given had already been made true, that what was shown to him in sleep would come to pass exactly as shown, not eventually maybe, made true. If that is how carefully the unseen keeps its promises to the people it loves, then whatever keeps returning to you in the dark is not being handled carelessly either. You are not an afterthought to it. You never were. The next time it comes, and it may, you will not be the same person receiving it. You will know now that you are not looking at noise. You are looking at something patient enough to knock as many times as it takes, because it already knows you are worth waiting for. And if there is anything worth carrying out of tonight and into your own sleep, let it be only this. Ask, before you close your eyes, what is it that keeps finding me, and why does it trust me enough to keep coming back? If your heart is still awake after this, there is another door nearby, waiting to be opened the same quiet way this one was. For now, may whatever visits you tonight bring you nearer, not farther, and may you wake up lighter than you fell asleep.